Hey, what's up guys, Magic here, and today we're doing another episode of my Danganronpa series, and I am so sorry. I went over the time limit, apparently, on my video last time, which was over 60 minutes, and it didn't warn me that it stopped recording, and I kind of lost some of it. So basically, we're still in the trial class. The whole gambit thing was hair, because it was missing hair. Then we started. Okay, I'm trying to fill you guys in, and then we started talking about how, what is it? We started talking about how the hair's missing, and it couldn't be me. And then now we're talking about the doorknob. Okay, now we're talking about non-stop debates. And I'm sorry, this is probably going to be a shorter video than most of the others, and I might just add this to the end of the last one just because, you know. But I'm not sure if that'll work. From here on out, the number of weak spots will start going up. No matter how many weak spots there's essentially only one lie or contradiction in that debate. What I'm trying to say is not all weak spots you see are necessarily false. You use a truth bullet on the wrong one, and you fail to refute what they said, but you also lower your trust with everyone, and your influence gauge will take damage. Okay, that's important because if your influence gauge reaches 0, you fail. You have to rely on your own logic to determine which weak spots or lies or contradictions. Okay. Well then, good luck and have fun. Ooh, okay. Bathroom door frame.
The incident took place in Makoto's room. Sayaka was first attacked in the main room.
Yeah.
She then fled into the bathroom.
Then the killer ran after her. And they got into the bathroom. At that point, the killer had to try and bust down the door, because Sayaka had locked it.
And finally, the culprit had Sayaka cornered.
To finish the job, they stabbed her with the kitchen knife.
It was you, wasn't it, Makoto? Admit it. We already know the answer.
Can you not, Toko?
The incident took place and Sayaka was first. She then fled into the...
Then the killer ran, and they got into the bathroom. At that point, the killer had to try and bust down the door, because Sayaka had locked it.
Okay, where do I shoot him at?
To finish the job.
It was you! We already know the answer.
This reason entirely. Yeah, I'm trying to do. I just don't know where to shoot him at. Oh yeah, I can.
Then the killer ran after, and they got into the bath. At that point, the killer had to try and bust down the door, because Sayaka had locked it.
Oh, okay.
And finally,
I missed it, of course.
To finish the job.
Okay.
it was you! We already know the answer.
Well, I know where to shoot him at. Okay.
The incident took place. Sayaka was first. She then fled into the...
Then the killer ran, and they got into the bathroom. At that point, the killer had to try and bust down the door, because Sayaka had locked it.
I get it? No.
To finish the job.
It was you! We already know the answer.
These are kind of difficult, man.
The incident took place. Sayaka was first. She then fled into...
Then the killer ran after her, and they got into the bath. At that point, the killer had to try and bust down the door, because Sayaka had locked it.
There we go.
And finally...
Wait, what?
The culprit had Sayaka...
To finish the job.
It was you! We already know the answer. The incident took place in Makoto. Sayaka was first. She then fled into the...
Then the killer ran, and they got into the bathroom. At that point, the killer had to try and bust down the door, because Sayaka had locked it.
And finally...
No? Okay.
To finish the job.
It was you!
This is gonna make me
know the answer.
angry, but no, I can do this. I can do it. I can do it.
Sayaka was first. She then fled into the...
Then the killer ran, and they got into the bath. At that point, the killer had to try and bust down the door, because Sayaka had locked it.
And finally...
Okay, I swear.
It was you! We already know the answer.
Come on! Work!
The incident took
Please.
place. Sayaka was first.
Please.
She then fled into the...
Then the killer ran, and they got into the bath. At that point, the killer had to try and bust down the door, because Sayaka had locked it.
And finally...
To finish the job.
Okay, what?
We already know the answer.
Okay, I thought because that was locked, the door was locked. Yeah, I know
The
that.
incident took place in the Sayaka was first. She then fled into the.
Then the killer ran, and they got into the back. At that point, the killer had to try and bust because Sayaka had locked it.
And finally,
To finish the job.
It was you! We already know the answer.
I'm so done with this game right now. I can't even.
First, she then fled into the.
Then the killer ran, and they got into the back. At that point, the killer had to try and bust down the door because Sayaka had locked it.
And finally, the culprit.
Okay, do you have to
had
shoot it at
Sayaka
the words?
cornered.
Or while he's saying the words?
Stabbed her with
It was you! We already know the answer.
Is that the key here? Am I just
The incident took
retard? Am I
place
just
Sayaka
an
was
idiot?
First, she then fled into the.
Then the killer ran, and they got into the bathroom. At that point, the killer had to try and bust down the door because Sayaka had locked it.
And finally.
No, that didn't work.
To finish the job.
It was you!
Okay,
We
well,
already
maybe if
know
I-
the answer.
Shoot at the beginning because he says that kind of
The
fast.
incident took place. Sayaka was first. She then fled into the.
Then the killer ran, and they got into the back. At that point, the killer had to try and because Sayaka had locked it.
And finally, the culprit had Sayaka.
To finish the job.
It was you! We already know the answer.
The incident took place. Sayaka was first. She then fled into the.
Then the killer ran, and they got into the bathroom. At that point, the
I'm still really
had
salty
to
about
try
losing
and
all that
bust down the
footage.
door because Sayaka had locked it.
And finally,
To finish the job.
It was you! We already know the answer.
the incident took place. Sayaka was first. She then fled into the.
Then the killer ran, and they got into the back. At that point, the killer had to try and bust down the door because Sayaka had locked it.
Okay, I swear to God.
The culprit had Sayaka.
To finish the job.
It was you! We already know the answer.
I'm gonna freaking punch a hole in my goddamn TV screen, I
The incident
swear.
took place in Makoto's room. Sayaka was first. She then fled into the.
Then the killer ran, and they got into the bathroom. At that point, the killer had to try and bust down the door because Sayaka had locked it.
And finally,
To finish the job.
Oh, I know where it freaking it. What do you say? Want to give it another shot? Yes, I do.
Give up yet.
We're talking about non-stop debates. No. I'm extremely pissed off right now. You guys have no idea. I have to restart the entire thing over. So basically, last episode was completely useless.
the
Okay.
incident took place in Makoto's room. Sayaka was first.
Okay,
She
no, I
then
don't.
fled into the bathroom.
Then the killer ran after her. And they got into the bathroom. At that point, the killer had to try and bust down the door because Sayaka had locked it.
And finally,
To finish the job.
It was you! We already know
Okay,
the
deep
answer.
breaths, deep breaths. I can do this. The game's just being stupid. It's a good game, but
Then the
it
killer
doesn't know
ran,
how
and they
to
got
work
into the
properly,
bathroom.
apparently.
At that point, the killer had to try
Do I
and
need-
bust
okay,
down
I
the
can shoot it
door
here. Screw
because
it.
Sayaka had locked it.
Apparently that doesn't work either.
The
Okay.
culprit had Sayaka cornered.
To finish the job,
It was you! We already know the answer.
The incident took place in the. Sayaka was first. She then fled into the.
Then the killer ran after her. And they got into the bathroom. At that point, the killer had to try and bust down the
Okay.
door because Sayaka had locked it.
Nope. That doesn't even slow it down at all. It just makes their voice deeper.
The culprit had Sayaka.
To finish the job.
It was you! We already know the answer.
The incident took place in the. Sayaka was first. She then fled into the.
Then the killer ran after her. And they got into the bathroom. At that point, the killer had to try and bust down the door because Sayaka had locked it.
And finally, the culprit had Sayaka cornered.
To finish the job, they stabbed her with the
I think I know. I think I know what it is
We
now.
already know the answer.
Do I shoot it
The
at the
incident took place.
words?
Sayaka was first. She then fled into the.
Then the killer ran after her. And they got into the
If it's
bath-
at the words, I'm gonna,
the
like,
killer had
be
to
so
try
mad
and
right now.
bust down the because Sayaka had locked it.
The culprit had...
To finish the job, they stabbed
It was you!
Wait, that didn't work?
We already know the answer. The incident took place in Makoto's with Sayaka was first. She then fled into the...
Then the killer ran, and they got into the back. At that point, the killer had to try and bust down the door.
Yeah, freaking thought so.
Shoot!
The incident took place. Sayaka was first. She then fled
Okay,
into the...
so
killer
then
ran,
it's
and they got
at
into
the
back.
it's
At that
at
point,
directed
the killer
afterwards.
had to try and bust down the because Sayaka had locked it.
Excuse my angry stupidity, please. Oh my god.
The reason my bathroom didn't open wasn't because it was locked. After all, the girls' rooms are the only ones with walking bathrooms,
I'm
right?
sorry, everybody. I'm just an idiot.
Now that you
An
mention
angry idiot that just needs to, like, shut up.
Open?
Okay.
Because it was stuck.
Huh? What are you talking about?
My bathroom door doesn't fit in the frame quite right. Monokuma over there can testify to that.
Yep, true as true can be. But you know, you're supposed to be the ultimate lucky student, right? But to have such a cruddy door, that's not lucky at all.
So the reason the door didn't open was just because it was stuck.
I love how the music changed so fast.
But the killer didn't know that and assumed it was locked. So they tore apart the doorknob to get in.
Okay, but then why would the killer even think the door was locked in the first place? Everyone should have known you can't lock any of the boys' bathrooms.
The killer could easily make that mistake, thanks to one important detail about the scene of the crime.
The killer was convinced the bathroom door was locked. Who switched to the nameplates? It is the nameplates. In Sayaka's room. So, crime took place. In other words, the important detail of the scene of the crime that they didn't know was...
I got it! The killer must not have realized that it was my room.
What? Are you saying the culprit didn't even know where he was? That's inconceivable.
I want to know who the
And
killer
yet,
was, honestly.
He's absolutely right.
Say what?
Well, to be more specific, what the killer didn't know was that Makoto and Sayaka had switched rooms, which is what led to the misunderstanding about the bathroom. If Sayaka had been in her own room, then
there would have been a lock on the door, and they would have had to break through.
So they had no idea how unnecessary their actions were.
ultimately, we can't know if it came open by force or simply by accident. But the killer must have been considerably confused, with no idea how they actually got the door opened.
Regardless, it was a pointless act. Wasting time trying to break down a door that wasn't locked is...
definitely something I wouldn't do, since I would have known exactly why it wasn't opening, right?
That is a definite possibility.
So the killer would have to be someone who didn't know they'd switched rooms?
Then Makoto couldn't have done it.
That's what I've been trying to tell you.
Then who did do it?
I'm sorry, but I give up. Quit without saving.
But what happens if we can't decide on who we think did it?
Well, why don't we just vote right now? Majority rules.
Majority rules? You really think that's a good idea?
Yeah, our necks are on the line here. Someone seriously needs to do something. For serious.
Does no one have any other thoughts or questions? It does not matter how trivial they may seem.
Oh, as a matter of fact, I do have one question.
Oh, you
don't gotta sound so disappointed.
It's fine, it's fine. Just ask your question.
Oh yeah. Okay, so, well, I was just wondering, how did the culprit get into Makoto's room in the first place?
Yes. How did the killer get inside?
Maybe Sayaka just dropped the key somewhere and the culprit picked it up. That's possible, right?
I don't think so. That seems way too convenient.
Then, maybe someone picked the lock?
Negative! If you remember, Monokuma made it quite clear that the locks are all unpickable.
Fine. How about this? The killer got in the easy way. They could have knocked and said they wanted to talk or something, and Miss Maizono just let him in.
No, that can't be it either.
Oh! Trying to argue against me? Sounds like someone doesn't know his place. Hello? Why exactly can't that be it?
Because she asked me to do something in particular, because of how frightened she was. That's the answer right there. There's no way Sayaka could let someone in because... I'm gonna... I have no idea.
Because Sayaka was already scared,
Oh.
remember?
I was right?
That's why she asked me to switch rooms in the first place.
The same goes for you, Sayaka. No matter who it is, don't open the door for anyone. Even if I'm sure it's you, I absolutely won't open it. Otherwise, what's the point of even switching?
Knowing what she'd been through, I just can't believe she would have opened the door for anyone.
What if her being scared was a lie?
Huh? Well, what the hell is that supposed to mean? Why would she lie about something like that?
Okay, why do they hate to just freak out like
I know you don't want
that?
to consider it, but look at this and tell me. Can you still deny the possibility?
There's something I want to see, I want to talk to you about, just us two, in 5 minutes. Come see me in my room. Sayaka, check the nameplates to make sure you don't get the wrong room, okay?
I found a notepad during my search, and I shaded in the top sheet with a pencil, and these are the words that appeared.
Oh man! I've totally seen people do that on detective shows. When you write, it can leave an imprint. Sketch over the next sheet of paper, and you can see the words. When I saw that, I was like, holy crap! I better make sure I rip the paper out before I use it from now on.
It's a pretty old-fashioned technique, but even the classics can be surprisingly useful sometimes. Oh, and I should also mention, I found the notepad on the desk in Makoto's room. Huh? Which means only someone who had been in Makoto's room before the incident could have written it.
Then either it was Makoto who lived there, or Sayaka who switched rooms for a single night.
So, Makoto,
I didn't mean to
write
skip
this?
him, sorry.
No, I didn't.
But of course you didn't, because the note also bears a perfectly legible signature. Sayaka's signature.
Then that note, Sayaka wrote it?
Why? Why would she write that?
The note was likely her way of getting in touch with a certain someone. She must have slid it under their door to let them know she wanted to meet with them in secret.
If you got an invitation like that from the ultimate pop sensation, what young man could resist?
Of course, I'm only into 2D, so it wouldn't have any effect on me.
But can we be sure anyone even got this note? And honestly, even if they did, I do not think they are at all involved in what happened.
Huh? What makes you say that?
Would you like to hear what I have to say? Very well then. Pay attention.
Uh-oh. Okay. Make your argument. The dorm nameplates, okay. Okay. Woo, we got this.
Sayaka and Makoto switched rooms, correct?
Yes.
But in the note, the place they were asked to come to, it specifically says, my room.
I see. So if someone read that note, then they would have gone to Sayaka's room.
Yeah.
Exactly. The room that Makoto was staying in. So in other words, even if someone did read the note and did what it said, they would not have any connection to what happened.
It certainly would seem that way.
Okay, so I think it's the one that, go into my room instead of Sayaka. The reason for that is because of the got switched from me. Okay.
Sayaka and Makoto threw that in the note. It specifically says, my... I see. Then they would have gone to Sayaka.
Exactly. The room that
No, that's wrong.
Okay, I thought so. I was just like, wait, did I get that wrong? Okay.
The nameplates on Mai and Sayaka's rooms got switched.
They got switched?
That's right. The nameplates got switched, just like the rooms themselves. As a result, the nameplate on Sayaka's room actually had Makoto's name. And the nameplate on Makoto's room had Sayaka's.
So what you're saying is, the room Sayaka was staying in was actually marked as her room.
Then, if someone did do what the note said, they would end up at Makoto's room where Sayaka was.
Plus, their rooms are right next to each other, so switching the nameplates would be no problem. And the one who switched the names was... well, of course it wasn't you, right, Makoto?
Right?
Okay, then who did it?
I'm gonna switch the nameplates. Only one person who did switch the nameplates. I think it's Sayaka.
Me and Sayaka were the only ones who ever knew of. So the only other person
Did Sayaka kill herself?
who even know to switch the nameplates was Sayaka.
I still think so.
You can also.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to skip that. There's something I wanted to talk about in 5 minutes. Come see me in my room. Just make sure you want to get in
She
right now, okay?
specifically tells the reader to check the nameplate. She would only have written that if she knew the nameplates had been switched.
But why would she switch them in the first place?
She wanted someone to come to the room she was in, and also hide the fact that it was Makoto's room.
What?
Inviting someone to your room, but not telling them you'd switched rooms. Why would anyone do that?
To understand that, we first need to understand what happened after she invited the person into the room. That's where the answer lies.
What happened then was probably whoever she invited over came in and attacked her. We figured it out! We know who did it! Whoever she invited over is the culprit!
But we still don't know who it is, you goddamn idiot!
Sayaka fought with her killer there in the room, yes? Perhaps the answer to our previous question lies in that initial struggle.
Yes, I think you're right.
Then... we just have to figure out what happened during the fight, right?
That reminds me. There was a replica sword at the murder scene. Was that perhaps used during the fight?
Oh yeah. What's the deal with that sword?
Sayaka suggested I should hold on to it. I thought it might come in handy if I had to defend myself. It seems pretty likely that the killer used it to break Sayaka's right wrist.
How the hell could you possibly know that's what broke her wrist?
Because arrested. No, there's no doubt. Glittery, yeah.
I got it! All you have to do is take a good look at her broken wrist, and it should become pretty clear. Right there where her wrist is all swollen. There's something glittery there. See?
Is that gold?
It sure is. Specifically, the gold coating from the replica sword. You barely have to touch that stuff, and it'll stick right to you. And there's some on her wrist because...
I got it! Because she got hit with the sword! Right there on her wrist!
I see. And so the truth draws ever closer.
Alright, then it's about time to solve this mystery.
What happened in my room? And what led to Sayaka's death? That's what we need to make clear. So we're learning about not-stop debates to hear more. Absolutely. Getting used to these non-stop debates. Starting with the next debate, I'll start looking at multiple truth bullets in your truth cylinder. Just like the weak spots, only one of those bullets can actually refute the proper statement. In other words, from here on out, you'll have to combine the right truth bullets with the right weak spots to refute each statement, okay? If you come with the wrong combination, you'll take damage influence to get... Oh, that's scary. L1 to rotate cylinder and choose your bullet to fire. Press or release the L1 button to cycle through each bullet. Use left stick to select a specific bullet, okay? By the way, the logic difficulty is set to kind. Fewer bullets will be loaded into the cylinder. For our purpose, this time the logic difficulty will be set to mean. Oh. Well then, good luck and have fun. Okay. I am ready.
When the fighting broke out, the culprit grabbed the sword, and that's when the first blow was dealt. A sword-based sneak attack.
And that's what broke Miss Maizono's wrist.
So, she tried to fight back. She grabbed the kitchen knife she had hidden away.
But then the culprit took that from her too.
And they killed her with it.
And that's exactly what happened.
Okay. Well, I didn't pay attention to very much of that, so I gotta watch it again.
When the fighting broke out,
the culprit, that's when the first
sword-based sneak attack.
And that's what broke. So she grabbed the kitchen knife she had hidden away.
But then the culprit took that from her too.
And they killed her. And that's exactly what happened.
Okay. So I think I need...
When the fighting broke out, the culprit grabbed the sword, and that's when the first blow was dealt.
Alright, I think it's this one.
Sword-based sneak attack.
Oops. Yes, I see. What you're saying is I have absolutely no idea.
Shoot!
I need to think. Okay. Oopsie doopsie.
When the fighting broke out, the culprit grabbed the sword. And
Okay.
that's when the first sword-based...
And that's what broke.
So she tried to fight back. She grabbed the kitchen knife she had hidden away.
No. What, you think I did something? I said it was wrong?
Shoot!
Dang it. Okay. So then it has to be the sword sheath with the other one, right?
When the fighting broke out, the culprit grabbed the sword. And that's when the first blow was dealt. A sword-based sneak attack.
Okay.
No, it's wrong.
Okay. That was a bit iffy there. My fault.
Actually, no. I don't think the fight started with the sword.
Why not?
Because the sword sheath had been scratched. See? There's a gash in it. Like someone cut into it with something sharp.
Something sharp. You mean like the kitchen knife? That was the only sharp thing found at the scene.
Stop jumping ahead. Slow down and explain it so I get what the hell's going on.
If the sword was used first, there wouldn't be any explanation for the scratch on the sheath. If you were going to attack with the sword, you'd take it out of the sheath first, right?
That's true. With the sheath on, it'd be heavy and bulky and useless as shit.
Okay, so how did the sheath get damaged?
If they got attacked with the kitchen knife, maybe they grabbed the sword as a defensive impulse. In that situation, there wouldn't be any time to actually unsheath the sword.
So you're saying the sword was initially used to defend against an attack from the knife?
Which means whoever had the kitchen knife was the one who attacked first.
I think I get it. So here's how it all played out. The culprit came in, found the kitchen knife hidden there somewhere. Then they took the knife and attacked Sayaka before she knew what was happening. So she grabbed the sword to defend herself. But then the culprit took that from her too. Then, after they broke her wrist with the sword, they took the knife and finished it.
Sorry, but I don't think Sayaka used the sword to defend herself.
What? How the hell can you not think that?
Because she never held the sword at all. There's a certain part of her body that makes this clear.
Use a sword. Okay. Third party body would you have to use? Her broken wrist.
Shoot!
Dang it. Okay. I'm gonna die, aren't I? Her palms. Why would her okay, her stomach wouldn't matter.
The palms of her hands were perfectly clean. So I don't think she ever picked up the sword.
That was my first guess.
How can you know that just by looking at her palms?
Like I said before, the gold coating on that sword comes right off. All you have to do is touch it. In fact, if you look, you'll notice that a lot of the gold has already come off the handle. It's safe to assume that's because whoever used the sword got some of it on their hands. There's really no way she could have picked it up and come away completely clean.
Maybe she washed her hands after she escaped into the bathroom.
Sorry, but I don't think so.
Why do you say that? Is it because you think I'm ugly?
What?
No, that's not it at all.
You know, Misaki will watch the golden because there's a certain regulation that talked about the water was off.
I got it! According to the Monokuma file, Sayaka's time of death was around 1:30 a.m. In other words, at nighttime. And the water in the bathroom shuts off at nighttime, right?
Oh, I didn't know that. Actually, I haven't taken a shower yet.
Oh my.
You're no different. You smell like a big fat ugly donkey.
I'm not sure whether to take that as an insult or a compliment.
Insult, obviously.
So anyway, if Sayaka never touched the sword, then that means the killer is the only one who used the sword. But hold on. If that's right, then the one who damaged the sheath with the kitchen knife was...
Maybe we shouldn't see what the kitchen knife was. With Sayaka.
Sayaka Sayaka? She had the kitchen knife?
But we already said that the attack started with...
The person with the knife attacked first, and the sword was used as an impromptu defense.
Then the one who attacked first was...
Sayaka?
Now do you understand? She wasn't a blameless victim in this.
No, far from it. It's almost as if she'd
Whoa.
been planning to commit a murder of her own.
What?
She took the knife from the kitchen, then invited the culprit to the room she was staying in. And if it's true that she had the kitchen knife and attacked without provocation...
Indeed. These are all the actions of an assailant.
Which brings up another point. Makoto, Sayaka was the one who suggested you two switch rooms, correct? Maybe the reason she wanted to switch rooms was so that she could pin the crime on you. That is a possibility, is it not?
Sayaka wanted to... on me?
That would also explain why she would switch the nameplates. She wanted to get whoever she had targeted to come to Makoto's room, where she was staying. And by committing the murder there, instead of her room, that would implicate Makoto. But for that to work, the target had to be lured out, while still keeping the room swap a secret. If the target knew she had switched rooms, they would have become suspicious right away.
So all that's why she switched the names?
But doesn't that plan seem a little risky? For one thing, even if her plan worked, Mr. Naegi would just tell everyone they'd switched rooms.
I don't know. I'm not sure our soft-hearted Makoto is capable of that kind of cutthroat behavior. I'm sure Sayaka realized the same thing, which is why out of all of us, she asked him to switch rooms.
Plus,
Wow.
she was the ultimate pop sensation. A totally forgettable kid. Or a national superstar. Who are you more likely to believe?
Wow.
Then, you're saying she had this all planned out?
Holy shit!
But in the end, her plan backfired. She launched her attack with the knife, then found herself under attack in turn. That must be when her wrist got broken, and she was forced to drop the knife.
The tables were suddenly turned on her, and she died at the hands of the one she planned to murder.
Just hold on! That can't be true! Because...
Hey! You guys have totally derailed the argument. You're being super boring right now. Come on, hurry up and decide who did it. Wouldn't it be awful if I had to punish you all just because you ran out of time?
Oh yeah, we gotta decide who we think did it.
Makoto, right now you just need to concentrate on figuring out the answer to this mystery. If we can't uncover who murdered Sayaka, it's over for all of us.
Is it really all over? Obviously, I'm committed to finding out who killed her, but what can I do? I mean, as far as clues go, there's nothing left. No, there's stuff. There's the crystal ball. Dying. Oh, there's the dying message. 11037.
It's easy just to say, hey, decide who did it. But there just aren't any more clues, right?
no, it's wrong! There still might be one clue left. Sayaka's dying message.
Dining? Wait, what did you say?
The dying message. She wrote something on the wall behind her, remember? 11037. Written in her own blood. There must be a clue about the killer hidden in there.
Well, before we get too far into that, can we really be sure that Sayaka is the one who wrote it?
Sayaka wrote the message. Prove it. Left index finger.
Done! Her left index finger had blood on it. That could only be because she used that finger to write the message.
I see. She broke her right wrist during the fight, so she'd have to use her left hand to write.
Sure. I think we can all agree Sayaka wrote it. But still, what the heck do those numbers mean?
Hey, Chihiro. You're a computer nerd or whatever, right? You should know all about numbers and shit.
No, that's not... Yes, I'm a programmer, but I don't see any kind of meaning in these numbers.
Of course. It's because they're not numbers.
Oh! Yeah, it looks like...
Huh? What?
No, it's just... look at the numbers, assuming they're not numbered. Don't these first two, 1, 1,
11.
look less like two numbers and more like one letter?
Ah, you're right. The connecting line is barely there. So I
It's-
assumed it was 1, 1, but looking at it now,
It's
you
an
could
N.
also...
Whoa, you might have finally just said something worth a shit.
Hey.
Our little gray cells are really getting excited now.
But even if that really is an N037, doesn't make any more sense than before.
Until use, I just don't know.
Rotate the image 180 degrees.
Rotate it.
Oh my god. Now I see. She wrote down the killer's name.
Huh? You just shot past the clue part and right onto who did it.
So, whose name did she write?
Right message. 180 degrees. It became crystal clear. What? Huh? Huh? What? I'm gonna say Junko. Reveal this name. Come on, keep trying. Okay, so it starts with an N, right? Okay, yeah. So 180 degrees. Oh my god, I am an idiot. I'm such an idiot. Oh my god. I like turned my head. I totally turned my head for that. Where is he? Where's he at?
Here's my answer. The key to
Leon
solving
did it.
this mystery was simply to rotate the writing 180 degrees.
I like totally turned my head
If
completely
you
around.
turn the message around, it becomes the letters
Leon.
L-E-O-N. L-E-O-N. Or more accurately, Leon.
What the hell are you talking about? It's just a coincidence. It's just a bunch of random squiggles that happen to look like my name.
No, it's not random at all. She wrote that message on the wall behind her as she was leaning up against it. In that position, she couldn't move to write normally, and had to write upside down, as it were. And as a result, when you look at it standing and try it for yourself if you want. Write something sitting like her, and the letters will be inverted.
That sounds like one hell of a stretch to me. I'm the killer? You can't just go and say shit like that.
If you're not the killer, then why did you try to destroy the evidence?
Huh?
You know what I'm talking about, right, Makoto? The evidence Leon tried to get rid of?
Try to get rid of. Got the incinerator, right? Yeah. Okay. Burnt shirt piece.
I got it! You mean the burnt shirt piece I found laying on the ground by the incinerator, right?
As the killer stabbed Sayaka, they must have gotten some of her blood on them. And to dispose of the shirt covered in the victim's blood, they threw it into the incinerator.
But one piece burned off and got left behind.
And the killer didn't notice. If they had, they most certainly would have panicked. Isn't that right, Leon?
But is one scrap of fabric enough to conclude that Leon is guilty?
Yeah, I mean, Leon's not the only one wearing a white button-up.
That's right. There are plenty of other people here with
It was
shirts
him.
like mine.
Oh my gosh.
With just that one little charred piece, there's no way you can say for sure who it belongs to.
You're right. That alone isn't enough. But there are some other points that may reveal the truth.
Are you finally starting to understand? The answers to all the riddles are right here.
Yeah, I think so.
Remains out. Okay. Remains a burnt shirt, which the killer wasn't able to get rid of. Something about it we need to pay attention to. Where? The shirt was focused on that. The killer would become clear. Where it would straight. You're talking about the trash room incinerator, right? Fuck, that's what's going on. Okay. I literally have no idea what it is. pay attention to figure out when. Dang it!
Shoot!
Well, I know the right one now. I just didn't understand the question. That's it. How it was disposed of. Okay.
Closely at how the shirt was disposed of, we should be able to figure out who the killer is.
Oh yeah, that's a good point. I think I know what you're gonna say. You can't reach the incinerator without opening the gate in front of the trash room, right? And obviously, you wouldn't be able to hit the switch to turn it on either. You'd need the key to get in. And the one with the key was the person on cleaning duty.
But how would he know that?
Had to be whoever was in charge of taking care of the trash, right?
Interesting.
No, that's wrong. There was another way to use the incinerator without being the one on cleaning duty, and that's exactly that proves Leon is the real killer. Or is the crystal ball, isn't there? It's a shattered crystal ball, yeah. For me, his face.
The trash room. Whoever was on cleaning duty must have had it, right?
Okay, yeah, you're right.
The only one who could get to the incinerator was the person in charge of the trash?
And you'd have to get close to the incinerator in order to destroy the evidence.
No, that's wrong.
Okay. Break. Okay, yeah,
Hold on. I think I know how someone could dispose of the evidence without using the trash room key.
But if you
You
can't
can
get
just take a
past
chill
the
pill.
gate, you couldn't possibly turn on the incinerator, could you?
Yes, you could. If you used this.
What is it, some kind of glass ball? It's busted to hell.
Actually, it was supposed to be a crystal ball, but,
But how would you use it?
That'd use well. Just obviously throw it.
I got it!
Okay.
The killer simply took aim at the incinerator switch and threw the ball through a gap.
And
in
he's
gate.
he's the ultimate baseball star or whatever.
All they had to do was hit that switch, and the incinerator would come to life.
Sorry for the short pause, everybody.
Remember what you said before, Hifumi?
Huh? Someone turned the incinerator on. Very strange. Of course, their name's left here. Okay. I'm into this.
Hifumi had the key.
Class trials are fun.
So the only way the incinerator
not really,
could
because somebody
have
has to
been
die
turned
for the
on
class
without
trial to happen,
his
but
knowledge was because the killer was able to hit the switch without
opening
opening
the
the
gate.
Once they got in the incinerator going, all they had to do was ball up the shirt and toss it in.
Hey, come on! What the hell is this?
All you have to do is look at the scene to know that the killer never actually went inside the trash room. The shards of broken glass, the incinerator left running, the piece of shirt that escaped the fire. If the killer had been on cleaning duty, the evidence would have been taken care of much more thoroughly.
Wait, no, just hold on.
But the distance from the gate to the incinerator has to be at least 30 feet, right? The pinpoint accuracy you'd need to throw a glass ball that far and hit something that small. Could someone really do that?
That's right. There's no way. It'd be impossible.
Difficult, absolutely. Impossible? I don't think so. Because the killer is...
the ultimate baseball star.
I got it! Because the killer is the ultimate baseball star. Isn't that right, Leon?
Do you have any idea how stupid you sound right now?
A target 30 feet away would surely be little challenge for the ultimate baseball star.
You can't be serious. I'm not the killer! These goddamn shepherd brains have got it all wrong, I'm telling you!
You still won't admit it? Okay then, Makoto. Go ahead and review the incident one more time to make his crime perfectly clear. And with that, we can end this.
Listen to me! What the hell do you mean, end this?
Say what you want, Leon. But all the questions have been answered, and the truth has been revealed. Now here's what happened.
The closing argument is about to begin. Like to hear more about it? Absolutely. Every case has one last element to bring to trial. This is the closing argument. In this phase, you will complete a summary of the case. You'll have to reproduce the flow of events for the case in the form of a comic book. However, you'll notice that in the comic there are some number of pieces missing. Yeah, it's up to you to complete the comic using the provided truth panels. Also, if you take aim at a missing section and press X button, holy cow, you'll get a hint that might lead to a breakthrough. Well then, good luck and have fun. I gotta sneeze. Sorry, wait. Okay, so they walked in. She's like, blah blah blah. And then it's this one. Oh, there's a bunch of them. Wow. Okay. Is there any way to like switch pages? How do you switch pages? Okay, yeah. Help options. Okay, turn the page right using your reticular edge at the edge of the screen, or simply by pressing the left and right directional buttons. Okay. Oh, it's like in manga form. Okay, I'm an idiot. So then it wouldn't be this one. Okay, no, go back. Yeah, they would be walking in first. Like that. And then, they'd like come over, and then Sayaka tried to stab them. And then, okay, so I'm assuming it's this. And then, what's that? Okay, yeah, that's paper. Then it's this. Yeah, because they had it, and then they hit her hand. I don't have very much time. I gotta hurry. All right, and then she dropped the knife. Oh no! After the killer counterattacks the attack is an attack. The killer is what to do next. Yeah. That. And then she ran into the bathroom until that was locked. What else was there? Okay, so the only thing has to be is this. No, just stay here. Oh, I see what I'm doing. Okay, my bad. Stay on this one. Okay, so then... Wait, no. Oh, I missed some. Okay. So, wait. So I missed one here. Okay. So this one goes right here, because then they get into the end here, and then they stab her. Wait, no. Did I miss one again? Okay, I did. Okay, where am I? What do I have right here? Okay, so... She drops it, then she runs into the bathroom. I don't think I use all of them, do I? Right, yeah, and then she gets stabbed. I am so lost. Ooh, I'm running out of time. Okay. Okay, and then I'm just gonna go all the way to the end. Yeah, because then... I'm forgetting all the buttons, I'm sorry. This would go right here. And then... Okay. So... boom. I throw the ball... Right? Oh, I missed one, okay. So they throw the ball. This is where they pick up the lint roller. Okay. This is when they toss it in. Right, then what am I missing? And when she picked up the knife. Okay, and when she drops it in. That would be right here, right? Okay.
The killer
Reenact.
is you! I think I'd better take one more look back at the case from the beginning.
Creek.
Last night, the killer went to the room Sayaka was in. In other words, my room. From what we can tell, Sayaka invited that person there intending to kill them.
Okay.
She attacked them with the knife she'd taken from the kitchen earlier.
So far I got
But
him
then
right.
something happened that she wasn't prepared for. They grabbed the fake sword I put in my room and fought back. During the struggle, a strike from the sword broke Sayaka's right wrist.
Dang it! I didn't lay out the reasoning right. I should rearrange the events in this case. Okay, so then, assuming this is it, right? Okay.
The killer is you! During the struggle, a strike from the sword.
Okay, I did get that one right. Okay, sweet.
And that's when she lost her grip on the kitchen knife.
Ah, dang it.
Finding herself cornered, Sayaka panicked and ran into the bathroom. The killer went after her, but couldn't get the bathroom door open. What they didn't know was that my bathroom door got stuck easily, and there was a trick to opening it. Sayaka knew about that because I told her, but of course the killer had no way of knowing. So instead, the killer forced the door open, took
kitchen knife,
and stabbed Sayaka. But with what strength she had remaining, Sayaka left a dying message. To keep the killer from noticing, she wrote it on the wall behind her. And with that, all her strength was gone. With Sayaka dead, the killer quickly began destroying the evidence. First, they took off their shirt, which was covered in their...
Okay, I'm sorry. There was a bit of a pause. Apologize. Yeah, then they rolled it all out.
They took the lint roller in my room and cleaned up the entire area. They wanted to make sure they got rid of any trace they'd ever been there. Afterwards, the killer headed to the trash room to destroy their bloody shirt. They tried to burn the shirt using the incinerator there, but the trash room was blocked off by an especially sturdy gate, preventing access to the incinerator. So they came up with a plan to use Hiro's crystal ball, which he left in the laundry room. The killer managed to throw the ball through the gap in the gate and hit the incinerator switch. For any normal person, that'd be an impossible throw, but the killer had the confidence to take a shot. And that's because the killer was the ultimate baseball star. The crystal ball, thrown with absolute precision, hit the switch on the incinerator, which then quickly roared to life. Having destroyed the final piece of evidence, they left the area with, I imagine, a sigh of relief. But there was one thing they missed. Part of the shirt they'd thrown into the fire burnt away and fell out of the incinerator. The killer didn't notice this, and so left behind a piece of indisputable evidence. Isn't that right,
Baboon.
Leon?
Okay. Wow. Okay, I'm into this game,
It
man.
would appear that
That
Hero
was
simply
some
forgot his
crazy
crystal
detective
ball
stuff.
in the laundry room. You went there to try and wash the blood out of your shirt. And that's where you saw it, right? Seeing the ball? You thought of a way to take care of everything.
So, Leon, do you object to anything that's been said?
Do I object? Hell yes, I object! Of course I do! I object! I object! I object! I mean, all of this is just a bunch of stupid theories! You need evidence! Where's the evidence?
I think we just already showed it.
Without evidence, it's all bullshit! It's bullshit and I refuse to acknowledge it!
Well then, I guess this is as good a time as any to present the evidence that proves you did it. Makoto, I believe you're in possession of that evidence.
I have the evidence. Uh-oh. First bullet time battle is about to begin. Absolutely. Okay. When during class trial, your opponent simply won't want to hear what you have to say. When this happens, you will engage them in a head-to-head battle. I'd like to refer to the bullet time battle, aka the BTB, BTW. Alright, during the BTB, you want to destroy your opponent's statements in time with the rhythm. Match your button pressing with each tempo marker as they move across the screen and counter. And reach the center. Okay. Is that it? Press X button to lock on an opponent's statement. I destroy the statement you've unlocked by pressing the triangle button and the tempo marker reaches the center. Okay. Use the message to deal damage to your opponent, and if you can pull it off, you'll be the one in pain. If you can't pull it off, okay. Oh, he has a lot of more hearts than me. Do this consecutively and you'll start a combo. Keep this going and you'll initiate a tempo up. On the flip side, if you keep missing, you'll get a tempo down situation. When the tempo changes, so does the time for hitting each button. So watch out for that. Okay, deal enough damage to your opponent and their weak spot statements will appear. At that point, you can press the triangle button to shoot down their truth bullets with like any other statement. Refuse their statements fast enough, and you'll come victorious. And just like that, and just like before, if you influence the gauge reaches 0 or run out, you fail. Okay, well then, good luck, have fun. Do I still have the same amount of health?
When the killer removed the screws from the doorknob, they didn't use anything from your room to do it. Instead, they must have used something that belonged to them.